Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever taken a photograph that wasn't quite perfect? Maybe it had some blur or the focus was a little off, but for some reason that photograph stayed with you. Well, today we're going to explore why those imperfect photographs might just be the most captivating ones of all. By the end of this video, I'll promise you'll start seeing your mistakes as key parts of the story you're trying to tell. So let's dive in. So what makes an imperfect photograph more than just a flawed image? Here's a little secret. Those imperfections often hold the key to telling a more compelling story. We'll break down why these so-called mistakes can sometimes capture emotions, authenticity, and a narrative depth that perfection just can't. We all know what a perfect photo looks like. It's sharp focus, balanced exposure, and flawless composition. While these images are often praised for their technical brilliance, the big question is, do perfect photographs always tell the most engaging story? Sometimes the pursuit of perfection leaves out the heart of a moment, making the photo feel a bit sterile or distant. In contrast, the beauty of imperfection lies in its ability to capture the realness of a moment. Have you ever been moved by a photograph not because it was flawless, but because it told a story that felt real? That's the power of authenticity, and trust me, in storytelling, authenticity beats perfection every time. Imperfect photos often capture moments as they naturally unfold, unposed and unfiltered, creating a deeper connection with us as viewers. Think about a candid shot, a child's laughter, a spontaneous gesture, or an unexpected emotion. These moments carry raw energy and emotion that perfectly staged photos can miss. In storytelling, it's these unplanned elements that breathe life into a narrative. So here's something surprising. Imperfections don't just add character to a photo, they can amplify its emotional depth, making the story richer. A flawed image can reveal feelings and nuances that technical precision might overlook. It's often those imperfections, whether it's a slight misalignment, a blur, or an unplanned element, that make a photograph feel more relatable and more human. These images don't just show us a scene, they invite us as viewers into the moment and make us feel a part of the story. Imperfect photos have a unique way of emphasizing the essence of a moment. A blurred subject in motion can communicate speed, excitement, or spontaneity, while softer lighting or a slight exposure shift can create warmth or nostalgia. These imperfections, far from being distractions, add depth to the narrative, enhancing the emotional impact. They help tell the story in a way that perfection can sometimes flatten or just mute out. And here's another thing to think about. Imperfections make each photo truly unique. Whether it's an imbalance in framing or an unexpected color contrast, these quirks become part of your story. They give your work its own voice, making it stand out in a world full of technically perfect images. In storytelling, it's these imperfections that often resonate the most, giving your audience something real and distinctive to connect with. So every imperfect photograph tells a story that more controlled shots simply can't match. And it's these elements that create one-of-a-kind images that stand out not just for their visual appeal, but for the authentic narrative they convey. Now that we understand why imperfections are so powerful in storytelling, how can you start embracing them in your own photography? So let's talk about a few ways to break free from the pursuit of technical perfection and focus on capturing raw, authentic moments. After all, storytelling through photography isn't about showing a perfect world, it's about expressing your unique perspective and the stories that matter to you. So, here are a few ideas to get started. Don't hesitate to try unconventional angles, play with lighting, or use manual settings on your camera. By stepping outside the rules, you open up to possibility for capturing moments that feel spontaneous and full of life. You can also focus on people as they are, laughing, moving, reacting. These moments, full of energy and truth, often tell the most powerful stories. You can also let blur, the motion, or the unexpected subject in the background be part of the story. These so-called mistakes often add depth and personality to your images. Also, when you are reviewing your work, take a moment to appreciate the imperfections in your images. What initially seems like a flaw might actually be the element that makes your photo tell a stronger story. So here's the takeaway. Sometimes the shots you think are mistakes turn out to be the most powerful because they tell the most authentic stories. Photography, like storytelling, is about more than just technical precision. It's about capturing the heart of a moment. Imperfect photos can reveal truth that polished images often hide. They invite the viewer not just to look, but to feel, to engage, and to see the world in a more genuine light. In fact, Peter McKinnon talked about this in one of his recent videos when he discussed the bucket shot. A photograph that wasn't perfectly aligned and it also had motion blur. But those very imperfections made the shot stand out and told the story of that precise moment. So the image wasn't about being technically flawless, it was about raw imperfection, imperfect beauty that brought it to life and made it unforgettable. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video and exploring how imperfections can make your photos and your storytelling more compelling. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to hear your thoughts on imperfect photos and how they have helped tell your own stories, so drop a comment down below. So with that, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.